Hey, I'm Jessica Goins, and I'm here with my husband Bradley Goins, and we own Goins Strong Fitness, where we are right now.
Yep.
And we are going to show you a beginner workout today.
Yeah, so something that we've done since we've had this gym, when we opened in 2017, 8 years ago, is one of the things we always tell people is start with 1 day per week. So we're going to show you how to do a full body workout that we recommend, how you can break it up real simple, something that you can stick with and then expand upon.
Today's full body workout is going to include a lat pull down, a seated row, a chest press, an incline press, maybe flies, leg press, squat,
Yep.
leg extension, leg curl maybe, because we're going to show you some caveats with that, and a bicep curl, a tricep extension, and then a shoulder press and side raise.
So generally speaking, for sets and reps, you're going to do for every exercise, you know, I want people to work up to like doing 3 sets for every exercise of that 10 to 15 rep range. And that's for every exercise. Now the first week you come in here, you might just do 1 set. Don't do 3 sets because that's going to hurt. You're going to feel that. Work up. So start with 1 set. After a week or 2, add that second and third set, and then see how you feel. So let's get to it. So fundamentally, there are 2 directions you can, or 2 ways you can train the back. You can do a pull from overhead, and you can do a pull from the front. So this will be a row, and this will be like a lat pull down. So just a simple lat pull down would be something like this Cybex version right here. Really good for a beginner. I like this one personally myself, but it's just a fixed bar. You set your seat up, you set your weight, pull straight down. You really can't mess this up. So whether you're advanced or a beginner, this is really gonna hit the lats from the upper position. You're pulling from overhead. You should want to go light enough where you're focusing on the form and technique. What matters the most is that you train near failure, that it's a challenge to the muscle that you're training.
And you're thinking about what you're doing as you're doing it, and not going too fast.
But if you're going too heavy, then your form is going to break down. And as a beginner, your goal is to get better with your form. So I think lighter is better for a beginner.
Yeah.
And then as you get better, work up on your weight.
Right, exactly. Yeah. One thing I will say, you will notice when you come in here that we have a ton of different equipment. So you're like, well, which seated row? So we're going to show you this Cybex seated row. This machine has been around for years. Like the YMCA that we met at when we were 17 and 19 had one of these. So we were using this thing when we were dating, okay? So this thing is tried and true, it works. So we're gonna show you this one as it's simple. We talked about the lat pull down to work the lats that are back here, because the muscle fibers in your back, they run different directions. Some of them are running vertically, some are running horizontally. So with the lat pull down, you're working at a different angle than this. When you're pulling this way, you're hitting it from a completely different angle, right. And that's what's going to build your back. So that's why we're like, if to get the most bang for your buck, those are the 2 back machines you would choose.
A solid pull down and a solid row.
Yeah, you want this one because it's chest supported. It's going to keep you in place.
It's going to give you some support.
This is good for a beginner, but then again, we still use it at our level, so it doesn't matter.
You can't mess this machine up. You put the seat pad where it's at, you grab the handles and you pull.
Now,
it's really hard to mess
based on where you put your seat though,
the seat height,
you may hit the angle a little bit differently. So
on a chest support, I like to put my sternum toward the top. And that's just a rule of thumb. You know, there's different seat pads on different machines, but on this one, and in general, I usually like my seat pad to be right here. And that allows me to kind of curl around it a little bit when I'm rowing. If I'm too low, then you get to this weird angle. And if you're too high, it just doesn't feel right. So you guys gotta play with that seat placement to get you into this right place. And then this one you get, depending on how long your arms are, you know, on this one I like it on a 4 just because that's where it fits me.
But there again, you kind of, some people will put it way closer so they can reach it, but I encourage you to put it a little further back, because that way when you're coming in, you can really get a deep stretch and it's not, the plate stack isn't banging.
So I will grab the bar first, then sit down with it, and I'm lifted off a little bit here. My weight stack's already been lifted up. So when I pull, I'm fully locked in. I've got the full stretch and I'm not hitting at the bottom. This is just a variation of a row. We have many different other ones. Any gym that you're at, you can have multiple different options of how these things are designed. But generally speaking, they all have some pad. Sometimes they're adjustable, sometimes they're not, and the seat usually it will adjust. You just have to be able to play around with that to what feels right for your body type. So just always keep that in mind. I always make sure I remind beginners of that, because we forget, and we've been doing it for 20 years. All right, so now we're gonna talk about chest. So to work your chest, if I'm gonna tell you to do one press, I'm gonna tell you to do like an incline press. That's gonna hit the upper shelf of the chest, kind of get everything. You can do a secondary, we can do a secondary press movement. We might do a flat press. So we're gonna start with the incline press. This is our Hammer Strength MTS version. What I like about a machine like this, and if you're at Goins Strong Fitness, you have access to it, but you set your weight on each side. It actually has 2 weight stacks, so it's independent. So this is good for a beginner, it's good for an advanced trainee. I use this all the time. But I put a beginner on it too because it is like the closest you can get to training with free weights and get a feel for that independent movement.
That's what I was gonna say. A lot of people wanna start out using dumbbells or free weights.
Which is fine.
And I love dumbbells, especially for chest press or shoulder press or whatever. But I think that machines are best for beginners just to get them with that proper range of motion, the safety.
Building the strength up,
right,
the safety.
Building strength, and then you can get a little bit more stability from that. So that's why this one, like he's saying in particular, is the best choice because it does have the independent weight stack.
Right.
So yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, hands down, this is my favorite chest press machines in general. So this one just has a lever down here that you adjust up and down with.
And I have it where I want it already.
So you can go up or down with it, right? But you put it where you need it. Now, where do you put this at, right? If I had a bar and it was going to cross here where her hands are going to be, it's going to cross the chest and the nipple line right here, the sternum. That's about where you want to set your chest press up at. So when she presses, it's starting from that good pressing position.
And it feels comfortable.
Right, it should feel comfortable. So you just have to make sure you get these machines set up properly.
Okay, so a lot of people want to flat bench press. Totally cool, but for a beginner, I think a better starting point would just be a machine that mimics a flat bench press, which is seated, it's not gonna be lying. And this one, it still has that good movement, but it's keeping you safe, keeping you in a better position. And then if you wanna transition into adding in, a barbell, that would be cool. But I think that like when you have a machine that feels like this, it's really good.
A machine like this just gives you something simple. It's a simple press, you can't mess it up. But I use this one regularly in my chest workout myself.
Yeah, I do too.
For that reason. So this one is an old school machine that has one of these foot levers. You won't see a lot of newer age machines have this. I don't know why they got away from it, but this lifts off and I can get my good hand placement here again about the nipple line, right? There's an imaginary bar going across here where my hands are. So that's how you set your seat. I'll let go of this and I'm in position. And then you just press straight out. It's really hard to mess this up. But this, you get a little bit better stretch actually than you would on a barbell.
Right, and it's more controlled. So it's more stable. The risk of injury is lessened.
Much lower risk of injury. I can focus on the weight and push it with my chest. In this one, you can even change your hand placement.
Sometimes though, if you change your hand placement, you might want to adjust the seat a little bit, but
this one I like right here, it's good.
I do like that hand placement.
So a little bit more neutral hand placement. It just kind of depends on how you feel about it. You can even get real wide out here too if you want to get wide.
Yeah, and it depends on the length of your arms.
That's right.
What's comfortable. Somebody who's shorter probably wouldn't want their hands out that far.
Well, I like mine right there.
You have long arms.
Yeah, what are you saying?
You're like a freaking gorilla.
Oh my God.
He does. He's always said he has a long wingspan or whatever. Because like we're the same height, and I'm like, can you reach this? And he's like, yeah, let me get it, and then he gets it.
But I'm like a really strong silverback gorilla. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds more like a compliment.
Yeah. Well, gorillas look jacked.
I know.
It ain't like I called you a fat cow.
Damn!
And you wouldn't have to do a chest flat on your full body workout day. You could literally just do the incline and the flat, but you could.
The fly is a different variation. It's a different stimulus
You could just do incline and this, or flat and this.
Right.
Like, so you could choose 2 of the 3, or if you were feeling like you want to do all 3, you could. But even women will like this.
Yes. So this particular one has a lot of adjustment. This is a chest fly and a rear delt machine.
Notice the 2 different handles.
So I can take it all the way back and that will make it rear delt. But I have this pin here and I'll swivel it around. But I want that range of motion back behind me so I get a stretch in the chest. So I've got the weight set here. I got the stretch back here and I'm bringing my elbows together. That's what you want to think about, bringing your elbows together. You'll see a lot of people try to
really grip it
and like you're hugging this tree, and this is a lot of there's a lot involved here. Your chest is involved, but there's a lot of other muscles involved. You don't want to do that. You want to get that stretch in the chest. Keep the chest up. Bring your hands together. Stretch. Squeeze. Stretch. Squeeze.
You wore a really good shirt to show you could actually see the muscles that it's working. I'm just saying.
You eyeballing my chest, girl?
I mean, you have cleavage right here. Like, serious, like, look.
Well, good. I've been at the bodybuilding show at the USA's last year. They told me I need to bring my chest up.
I think you've brought it up.
Well, see what the judges say about that. All right, so now we're gonna get into the shoulders. So a couple things you can do for your shoulders. We're gonna start with the lateral raise, but fundamentally for the shoulders, you can work the front delt, the medial or side delt, and the rear delt, which we're not really showing the rear delt right now for a beginner. You get some work on that when you do the back. So this machine is gonna directly target that outer part of the shoulder. So you can do this with dumbbells, but I like the machines like this because if you're not really good with your technique with dumbbells, because you lose a lot of tension down here, or people try to go too heavy or they swing it, this keeps a lot of good constant tension on that arm or on that shoulder the whole way through. And even if you're a beginner, it's really, really hard to mess that up. So on this, like, you always gotta make sure that seat height is right. So the shoulder is your pivot point, right? The shoulder's gonna pivot here. So if you look ahead on this type of machine, it's gonna rotate here. You want your rotational point of your shoulder to line up with that pivot point, or pretty close to it.
And it feels more comfortable with the arm too.
So as she goes up, you see that middle delt working, side delt.
Okay, so next is the shoulder press. So we chose one of the most simple ones that we could, which is this Life Fitness one right here. We have many options in our gym, so obviously any of them would be fine, but this is the one we're gonna show you, so I'll let you.
Yeah, this is a really good fixed shoulder press. Again, I use this one myself sometimes, but you put your hands here, right? More neutral position will be here. Those are your two options. You set your seat height, set your weight, and that's it. You don't have to worry about anything else really. So set your weight and you just press straight up. Super simple. But this is gonna work the front delt, which is the front of the shoulder.
Show them the other
and you can change
placement.
The grip, and you can do more neutral grip. This is gonna be more comfortable on your shoulder if you have any sort of tweaks in the shoulder or any kind of rotational, like rotator cuff issues or something like that. You can press from this position straight up and down. Real simple.
Can't mess it up, really.
Can't mess this up.
Okay, so now we're gonna get into leg movements, and this is a leg press. We have a lot of different leg presses here, but we thought that we would start with this one because it's super simple. You don't have any variability with the seat. The seat is fixed.
Yep.
The only thing you're gonna have to worry about is how close you are to it, and there's a lever here that you're gonna bring up and it's gonna get you down. So you pull up, you know, that's really far away. I don't think that would be good for anybody unless they're like 6'4".
Right, but you want to get down into your seat.
Go down as comfortably as you possibly can.
Right, but you want to try to get a 90-degree bend or where your leg.
This is as low as it'll go right here.
Yeah, which that's a good depth.
But that's why we're showing you this one, because it has a supported back.
Yep.
And then, like I said, easy adjustment. That's all you're having to worry about. You have this huge foot placement that you can mess with.
Right.
So,
yeah. And most gyms have some simple leg press option available. So even if you're not trained here, this is just a good option or a good example that you might find at any gym you go to.
I would say for a beginner, they would just put their feet kind of in the middle.
In the middle, sort of a
and then
stance,
just kind of, yeah.
About shoulder width.
Yeah.
Distance, yep.
This is our leg extension. We have a couple of them, but this one, just Old Faithful, we love this one so much.
This Techno Gym one's a really, really nice one. I like it a lot.
When you go up to it, you could see that this seat is in an array of positions. You want to put it where your knee is in line with this pivot point right here. Are you so proud of me getting into this technical detail?
Yeah, and this one's designed where you want the back of your knee
supported
on the pad, because this is designed to support the back of the knee. But yes, in general, This one makes you get in the right position, but if you're on one that doesn't, the pivot point does matter, like she said. The pivot point is right here. You want it to go through the joint. That's what's going to make it feel comfortable. If
you're like 5 foot to 5'3", you'd probably be on number 1 or 2. If you're like 5'4", you're probably number 3.
Yeah,
we're like 3 to 4.
We're
5'6". Then you have this right here. This is going to be right above.
You should be able to curl your toes up around this.
So do you like it on 1?
Yeah, 1 or a 2. Yeah.
I put it on a 1.
1's good.
Okay.
Yeah. And then this one has a pivot point where you kind of have to lean forward. I like a good stretch, so I go all the way here. And so I'm really locked in now. And you just extend.
And just squeeze at the top.
And it's not about the weight, it's about that squeeze too.
And very controlled. Some people will literally just swing it up, but what you're wanting to do is like control it down. Feel that stretch in the bottom when you're down there, and then you're squeezing at the top.
Right.
I love for you to do this because you can actually see what you need to be working.
Right, we're working the quad, squeezing the quad. You can't get this contraction on a leg press or a squat.
Right. I'll see a lot of people throw heavy weight on here, and sure, you can get, but you're literally using so much momentum, but when you're doing it slow and controlled like that.
Holding that contraction for like 2 seconds at the top.
It gets tough, it gets tough. So you don't need a ton of weight. And honestly, the more weight you do, you can put more stress on your knee than you need to, honestly.
All right, so now we're gonna show you a seated leg curl. You can do lying leg curl as well, but this is gonna show you the seated one, real simple. This is one of my favorite ones.
I have the seat where I want it because I want my knees to be right here.
Right. You need to make sure the seat can go back far enough to where this comes down. But your knee on this one is very important on any machine like this, that your knee joint lines up with the pivot point. So you can see where that pivot point is right here. This one has a red dot on it. So you can see that the knee joint is lined up with that point.
And then I just have this pad underneath where, like, I wouldn't want it too high, but I wouldn't want it to where I can't get a good grip either.
Right, and you want that locked down pretty good, tight. Really important that you squeeze at the bottom too. So get that stretch, squeeze. You want to do it just like that.
And you can feel that, like when you're doing it.
Think of your hamstring as like a bicep. And so when you're doing a bicep curl, you want to get that squeeze, get that stretch.
Hold it a second too.
Yeah, hold it for a second.
Feel the stretch there.
Yep.
You'll see people banging this stuff out like, you know, there's just no sense. There's
slow it down,
no
smooth.
sense in it.
You want to get that contraction, control the weight, stretch, smooth, just like that.
Okay, so some beginners will not have access to something like this, but this is a squat machine that we have here at Goins Strong Fitness. So if you feel froggy, you can do this. Otherwise, you can stick with the extensions and the curls, but these pads you put your shoulders underneath there so that'll be comfortable. Stand up, you have to push that back. Now you could do it here, but it's honestly built for you to put your feet up here, and then you go down into a comfortable squat and come back up. It's actually very comfortable. And we're going to show you something for your biceps, and we chose this machine. We have several others, but this is a good one, I think, to start with.
I think if you're going to choose one exercise, it's good to have like just a decent preacher curl machine. Most gyms do have a preacher curl style. That's the most common style. This Life Fitness one we have here, really smooth machine, but you want your elbows to line up with the pivot point again on this one. But it's, you get in here, you get the seat right, you're just in here in this nice comfortable position. You've set your weight already, and then you curl. And this one is going to come to your forehead, you're curling here, and it just isolates your biceps. It's really hard to mess this up. You can do one arm at a time, but for a beginner, I don't usually show people that. It'd be more of an advanced technique.
Okay, so now we're going to show you an exercise for your tricep, which is the back of your arm. And if you've got to choose one, we have many different ways to do it, right? Cables, all kind of machines.
Sure.
But if a beginner needs to choose one, this is a really good one for that. So the only thing you have to worry about here are these handles coming in or out, whether how big you are, this or that. This is like a press down.
This is technically called a tricep press, but it could be a dip machine. This one's got good. This one here at Goins Strong Fitness has these nice handles where you can do almost like a bench dip style.
Yeah, so, and that is a little too far out for me.
Yeah, it's just a preference. So whatever feels comfortable, it's still going to work the tricep, maybe in a slightly different angle.
And then your seat can go up and down.
The seat will go up and down based off of you know, what's comfortable for you and your range of motion. Just make sure you're pushing through the tricep. It's a little bit of chest involvement, but make sure you're focused on locking out with that tricep. That's the main point on this machine. Anytime you're doing dips, sometimes it's easy to get that chest really involved.
You
just
really
sit back and let that tricep press out.
Yeah. It's kind of like you're squeezing.
Right.
Okay, so that wraps up our beginner full body training. Thanks for joining us. And we will go into further breakdowns in future episodes with how you could go from there.
And if you are local to us here in Dallas, North Carolina, we also have a location in Cherryville. All you have to do is go on your phone, pull up goinstrong.com and hit join. And then you fill out the information, fill out a waiver, you're instantly a member. Download the Gym Master app. That is a link that is also there when you're signing up. Sign in, and then you come to the door, and that's your key file. We offer a free trial on the website, so if you want to join and you watch this video and you say, man, I just want to join that gym, go ahead and join. If you want a free trial to come try out the gym, you can come do that. There's no charge for that. We don't have any fees, no contracts, and just a lot of awesome equipment, and then this awesome video to help you get started.
And if you like one of his shirt he's wearing, this is just an example of some gear that we have. There's a shop tab on our website. If you're interested in any Goins Strong apparel, this is one of the examples, and sometimes we go through different variations of shirts so it doesn't have the same design all the time. So anyway, thanks for joining us, and we will see you in future videos.
Yep, see you later.